Hi, my name is Laura Nix.
And I'm Julia Meltzer. I lived in Damascus, Syria in 2006, and at that time I met a conservative Islamic preacher named Huda al-Habash. When I first walked into Huda's mosque, my assumption was that teaching Qur'an to women was regressive and holds them back. However, what I found was a much more complicated picture. I started shooting this film 3 years ago, and through this process, what I learned is that in Huda's classes, she teaches girls to take their education seriously, pursue university degrees, and to lead public lives. She does this not because she considers herself a feminist, but because she considers women's education a form of worship.
I was drawn to the film because Huda is such an incredibly fascinating character, a mix of both progressive and conservative values. She's a respected religious leader who's also dedicated to a message that speaks to me strongly: the importance of women being able to make choices over how we live our lives. We live in a country that has deep misunderstandings and fear about Islam, and this is a story that is not being covered by our media.
Huda is part of a quiet revolution, also known as the Women's Mosque Movement, and it's happening right now across the entire Middle East. As social debates increasingly take place within the context of Islam, women need to have the vocabulary to be able to participate on their own terms. Our film tells the women's perspective of the contemporary Islamic revival, a point of view that is yet to be told. Due to the combination of the repressive Syrian regime and the extremely private world of conservative Muslim women, we are the only film crew that's ever been granted in-depth access to the women's side of any Syrian mosque or the private lives of its members. We just finished shooting in late 2010, and now Syria is in chaos. No journalists are allowed into the country, and media access will possibly be restricted for a very long time. Right now, we're in the middle of editing, and we plan to complete the film by the end of the year. We have raised over 70% of our budget, and we need money to pay our editor and then to complete our online sound mix and color correct. As we watch the news coming out of Syria today, it becomes clear that we know little of this regional powerhouse and the nuances of its society. The Light in Her Eyes is an in-depth documentary about the role that women are playing in a religious movement and the impact they could have in Syria's future. We need you to help us tell this story. Let's take a look at the trailer.
أنا بمدرستي مدرسة الشرعية كان بكل المدرسة اللي حافظات لكتاب الله 4 أو 5. الآن المئات في كل مكان. بدي تشدوا بدكم على المطالعة لأن إن شاء الله بدنا تخلص دورة القرآن وتضل المطالعة ما تقدري تقعدي بدون كتاب.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
أنا بدي أروح على الجامعة، بس يعني نحن بهلأ بمجتمعنا يعني نحن الوحدة أول ما تصير 11 بكالوريا دغري بخطبوها.
For girls, it's very important to learn what is in Qur'an because if you don't really know, you are going to be misled.
وجعل النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم صلاة المرأة في بيتها خير من صلاتها في مسجدها.
المسلمين نفسهم أصبحوا يحرمون المرأة من كل شيء، من حق العلم والتعليم، لكن هذا جهل ليس من الدين يعني في شيء على الإطلاق.
هل يحق للمرأة أن تستلم رئاسة الجمهورية شرعاً؟ يحق.
هي داعية، بس مو معنى ذلك إنه يعني كمان هي ما تعرف واجباتها.
أنا إنسانة من هالناس بتعب وبيجي على بالي أشتغل وما بيجي على بالي أشتغل، بس يحكوا علي كداعية. نحن اللي بيتها يعني ما كنت برضى، ولو هذا الشيء كلفني أحياناً كل الليل في سبيل أنا أمن.
كنا عايشين فيه عم بيتغير. كيف الإسلام بيخلينا فعلا نتأقلم ونصير عايشين بهذا المجتمع بطريقة صحيحة.